Beloved one, if this message has found you today, it is not by accident. You were guided here because your soul is ready to hear this truth. Dear friends, I am Jeshua. I am with you. You are not alone. You, as bringers of a new consciousness on earth, are engaged in a birthing process. You carry a new consciousness into the earthly collective energy field of the world. In order to do that, you first need to become immersed in the collective consciousness as it is. Imagine that you dive from heaven into a deep ocean, and through this immersion, you are introduced to the underwater energies. This, of course, is an image where you can substitute the word subconscious for underwater. It is not easy living underwater. In your youth, you find out that you cannot actually breathe well and freely in this atmosphere on earth, this collective field of beliefs and fears. So you feel somewhat as if you are actually choking, but you still have enough breath left to survive, although that is not easy. While growing up, most of you will, sooner or later, experience that something is wrong with this world. And for quite some time, you might think that the something wrong is you. However, there comes a time when the pain and anxiety become so much that you really start looking for solutions. You meet people, or find books, or discover situations, which bring light to the situation. You recognize something there that seems familiar to you, something that gives you a feeling of coming home. You cannot find a rational reason for that feeling, it is intuitive, and not from your earthly self, your personality, but from your soul. So, if you recognize something that makes you feel at home, another person, a book, a movie, or music, then your soul is actually awakened by what you encounter, and you will want to move toward that. As soon as you feel called by your soul in your life, changes will come. It is like swimming underwater, when you are almost out of breath and, suddenly, you see a spot of light on the water's surface. Slowly you swim up toward it, which creates a certain inner tension. In order to swim toward the light, and to get your head above water and to breathe again, you first have to say goodbye to many old certainties and illusions. The road upward to air, to breath, and to light, is not self-evident. Although you feel anxious and want to go toward the light, at the same time there is an attachment that holds you down because you have become part of the collective consciousness. Down is where all your loved ones and acquaintances live, with the habits you all have built up, so it takes a lot of courage for your earthly personality to swim upward. However, the soul is ready for that. It wants to go back to what it sees as home, wants to go back to its natural state of being. The earthly personality, however, struggles against doing that because it is afraid. Feel this conflict within yourself. Part of you is ready to embody the new consciousness, what your soul wants to bring and wishes to be. Your soul is ready to do that at any time. However, you also have an earthly personality that is shaped by the past, by your youth and your need to be accepted, first by your parents and later by peers, authorities, employers. So there is a personality within you that is at odds with your soul. Now connect with the pure soul consciousness within yourself, with that part of you that recognizes the truth and is not influenced by fear, by limiting beliefs and negative imprints, such as, that is not possible, that should not be, no, I'm too small, too insignificant to be that. Go to that part of yourself that is totally unaffected by this, which is separate from it. This is your most powerful part, the part that perceives most clearly. I am asking you to be willing to connect with that part, to say yes to it, and then to see what happens next. See if you feel something within your body or in your energy field that draws your attention. Is there a point or a place there where you feel connected with your soul? You may imagine that there is a higher guide or figure with you who represents your soul. Encourage yourself to sense such a guide, angel, or teacher behind you or beside you who represents the intent of your soul. See what that person, form, or angel wants to say or give to you. This guide, your soul, sees beyond what you can, so trust it. It sees broader and vaster than your earthly eyes can see and your earthly mind can envision. Ask it what is the best thing for you to do now. Ask for its advice, and trust what you receive. It only has to be one word, one thought, or one image. Simply trust your soul. It takes your needs into account and does not ask too much of you. Your soul wants to give you joy and wants you to be more relaxed and at ease with life. It wants you to let go of the gravity of the world, so you can move more on the waves of a new energy that is lighter and unencumbered, the energy of a new age. Next, I ask you to connect with the part of you that has the most difficulty in letting go of the old, that is in opposition to the new. It seems to be a contradiction, because you would say that everything in you wants to receive more happiness, more freedom, more success, or love. If you feel restricted at the bottom of the sea, then everything in you wants to go to the surface, to the light where you can breathe. At least that is what you would expect. Yet this is not so. You can imagine it this way: there are parts of you that have had to survive so long at the bottom of the sea that they have developed survival strategies to feel safe being there. When you rise to the surface of the water and swim, breathe, and see the sun, you are very free and powerful. But for the closed-off part of you, the frightened part, that feels being open and vulnerable and unprotected, an almost impossible thing to do. It has become used to being closed off, because it is very frightened of the collective field of ideas and energies in this world. Connect now with that fearful part of yourself. Just as you connected with the most light and free part of you, with your soul, now see if you can feel where in your body is the most scared and closed off part of you. That is the part that thinks, I have to adapt, I have to keep myself small, I have to be careful, I don't trust anything, I'm not able to change anything. You can imagine seeing a box in front of you, a cardboard box, for example, or something similar. That constricted part of you has become used to having to survive in that box. Imagine that you are a figure of light sitting next to that box and, very gently, you put your hands on it, and your hands radiate love, safety, and a warm light. You feel that whatever may be in that box, you welcome it because you are not afraid of your own fear. You say to the box, you are welcome, please show yourself. And the box opens and something or someone comes out, something or someone who has suffered, who has been lonely, and who has been devoid of oxygen and freedom. You do not have to see it exactly, you can just feel or experience the energy of it. That is enough. And, most importantly, you do not have to do anything about it. The decisive act here is that you are present with your own frightened part, that you simply allow it to be there. Just say, you are a part of me, I accept you. That is all you are asked to do in order to integrate the light and the dark parts which are in you. You do not have to struggle against the dark or scared part, and you do not have to improve it, change it, or even heal it. You just have to accept it. Imagine receiving it in your lap and embracing it. Feel how this part of you has suffered. It wants to be acknowledged, to be accepted, embraced, and supported. That is how you relax. When this embrace takes place, you come to a rest. You accept yourself more, and you prefer to act for yourself. Yet at the same time, you are also transforming something for the entire earth, because in that fearful part of you is the old collective field of humanity. By embracing that fearful part with your loving arms, you free a portion of the collective field on earth, and that has an effect on the whole, although you do not need to know exactly what that effect is. Finally, imagine standing barefoot on earth, wherever you are. Feel that the earth is moving along with the new, that she wants to support the new and to help change consciousness. Earth wants to dance with you into a new time. Feel supported by her. Thank you so much for your attention.